about our favorite holiday style tips.
Yeah, for sure. So, is always a safe choice. Always go with black. But color to me just makes you feel good inside, and it's bold for the holidays and stuff. So I'm definitely all about like trying color, and I try to stay away. I mean, I have so many different things in my closet, so I definitely try to stay away, from that. And accessorize is definitely something I'm a big fan of, because you can take the simplest outfit and turn it into something with a beautiful necklace. Like you have, like you can take stuff that wouldn't be, yeah, and just like,
You can add tights if you're living in New York. If you're living in LA, you just wear like this.
yeah, and it turns like a simple outfit into something glam for sure. And pay extra close attention to the fabrics and textures for the winter months. So definitely, that's a tip. I'll let you explain that when we come home.
Well, like you love your lacy dresses.
Yeah, I do.
Like, look how like pretty. This is like a snowflake dress or something. It's very like holiday, but subtle. You don't want to show up to a party wearing like a red dress with a red bow on it for a Christmas party. It's kind of yeah. So there's other ways to give the holiday feeling without really doing the typical things. And things like a simple velvet dress, it could have a really clean, sexy silhouette, but if it's velvet or if it's lace, it just adds another layer and more style to it.
Absolutely. Use vintage belts to add extra element and give you a great waistline. That's always been my trick. I always wear belts and find some great ones.
This is
Yeah.
this is just an off-the-rack, Jay Godfrey dress, but you put a little vintage belt on it, and you no longer look like everyone else that has bought this dress, which is nice.
Definitely. A belt can do amazing tricks.
And it's a bold color again.
And especially for your waist. It makes you look like you have a small waist, and it's definitely a trick of mine. You'll see me a lot of times with a belt on.
Yeah.
You will never see Lala at an event without flawless hair and makeup. Well, partially because I have a great makeup artist and hairdresser, but it's important when you go out. I mean, obviously we can't all get our hair and makeup done every time we go out, but just pay attention to your makeup and your hair, because it can make or break your whole entire look, because your face is definitely the first thing that people look at, when they see you. So that one's pretty self.
My thing too is
Explanatory.
even if you don't have time to like go to a makeup counter or get your hair blown out at one of the cheaper blowout places, you can just make sure that you have a good eyebrow person. It makes all the difference. You could do your own makeup and your own hair, and if you've had your eyebrows professionally done,
Everything.
your face looks like you look like a different person.
And if you need a referral, 2 words, gel manicure. That's my thing. I mean, just because it lasts a long time and you don't have to continuously go get your nails done. But everybody has their own preference with nails. I love nail art. My nails always have something, on them. But that's just my thing. Some people think it's too much. Some people like it, but it's my personal thing that I enjoy. And my son likes seeing what I did to my nails and stars. So, we have a good time with it.
Definitely. And you can you can add a holiday flair to your gel nails. You can do bows on it. You can do like a nude polish with little pearls on it. You can have some fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are my styling tips for today. Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
We have a few questions. We can just do a couple.
Yeah, I have a question. My name is Lenina. I'm from Amber Mag.
How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank
Good,
you for asking. So you're a mother, a wife, a careerist. How do you balance it all during the holidays, especially?
I'm just an avid believer that you make time for things that are important to you. And my family is the most important thing to me, so I'm always going to make time for them. But I find myself at the end of every day wishing there were more hours in the day, and realizing, I missed something. But what I started finally figuring out to do is not understanding that I can't get it all done in one day, and being okay with that, and not beating myself up after a day if something fell through the cracks or I didn't finish something. You have to be okay with that, because we are, our worst critics, and we're hardest on ourselves. So as long as I get the important things, my son, my husband, those things taken care of, everything else kind of, falls into place for me. Yeah.
What's on your holiday wish list?
It's so funny. I get asked that all the time, and when you have a child, it really just becomes about them. Like, I don't even think about what I want materialistically. I mean, I have great things. Another pair of shoes, okay, another pair of earrings. To me, I want my son to have, a great holiday, and I want him to, want that toy and think Santa Claus is coming and eat the cookies and the milk, and I'll eat half of them and he'll think it's Santa Claus. Like, that's what it's about, for me. So it's really not, there's nothing personal on there. And, my son always makes me a nice picture or something like that. And those things mean more to me because clothes and jewelry, that stuff can kind of come and go. It's those personal things that, you keep forever.
Yeah.
Sort of on the note of shoes, you're going to have to help me with this one because it's just a question for tonight. What do you think of a Louboutin lion shoe?
A Louboutin lion, which is
Louboutin lioness? Do you have a
With the
picture?
paws?
Is this the one with the paws or the hair?
Oh, with the hair in the front.
The
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
that-
I know, like the horn in the front.
It's like matching.
I'm not a fan of them, but I appreciate people that wear them because they're not afraid to take a risk, and there's something to be said about a person who's not afraid to take a risk and doesn't care what, people say. Personally, they're not my style, but hats off to anybody who's brave enough to wear them and not care what people say.
Alright, and have you gotten any way over the top gift in the past that stands out in your head? Something like crazy.
Well, on Christmas one year is when I got engaged to my husband, so that always stands out to me that, I was engaged on Christmas, day, so we always celebrate that as well as Christmas, so that's a cool thing to look forward to, every year. Yeah.
To piggyback on her question, how do you delicately tell your friends that you don't approve their outfits?
I don't delicately tell them. I tell them. When you're friends with somebody, you have to be able to just, tell them. It might have been today, a friend was trying something, I was like, you know that. You just want your friends to be honest, or sometimes you'll say, I wouldn't wear that, but if you feel good in it, go ahead, because what you might wear might look great on you and not on me, so I would just tell them when it's bad, like really bad, and I'm just honest, and I think that's what my friends appreciate about me, is that I'm always honest with them in fashion and relationships and, everything.
Okay. Yeah. One more? Sorry. So I know you're going to be busy with family and everything during the holidays, so afterwards, can we expect a season 3? What are you working on? What's coming up next?
I am definitely considering doing another season on my show. I think having the option to do it is amazing, and the fact that so many people sat in front of their TVs and watched, my life unfold, and, my show is not necessarily filled with drama or, women tearing each other down, and the fact that I can still hold such a strong audience without having that on TV just shows that you don't need that to be a success on television. And although I love those other shows, it's good to have a balance, and I'm glad that my show, brought that balance to TV. So, the option is there, and I just have to think about if I'm going to take it or not.